Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episode 19 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. And maybe we'll end up doing episode 20 as well. Depends on how I'm feeling about it after episode 19. Depends on if I feel like I want to and everything. Because I've got some more stuff to record and everything, so it's just kind of up in the air. So we have this in the meantime. Last time we finished off the fight with the dragon cult leader dude. And as I expressed last time, it was kind of a disappointing conclusion, with basically FF getting their kill stolen by Anasui. I feel it was just, like, if you want to set up Anasui, that's fine. You can maybe have him, like, attack the old man, or you know, defend Jolyne, basically. But FF should have gotten the final hit. FF should have gotten the kill. It's just... And again, Araki did this in Part 5, too. I mentioned this last week as well, but Part 5 had multiple instances of Giorno stealing other people's wins. Just multiple instances. And I complained about it back when I first reacted to the series, and it well, to that part, I should say. And it bothered me then, and it bothers me now. It's like, if a character is working to, you know, fight an enemy, they should be the one to get the victory. It shouldn't be stolen last minute by someone who just kind of comes into play. That's cheap as hell. And it makes the other characters look worse because of it. And it's like, I know to a certain point you want to make certain characters look good. Especially your main characters, your JoJo's. So I get why, kind of, he wanted to have Giorno win some more fights there. But the fact is, with this series, with this set of parts and everything, you have a group of main characters usually. You have your team. And all of them need to shine. That means all of them need to be able to score some victories. And this is just absolutely ridiculous. That we get all these situations where characters who should actively be winning fights aren't. It's just... it's annoying, to be honest. It's not like the biggest issue that could come up with the series, but it's still fucking annoying. And like, especially in this case, because Anasui's not even a fully established character yet. He basically comes out of nowhere, and the first, like, real thing he does is steal someone's kill? That's not okay. But that's by no means okay. Like, if you want to have him, like, be in the next fight and all, since Jolyne already fought and since FF has fought now, and Hermes is currently indisposed, that would be fine. If you want to have him take the next fight. In fact, I kind of expect that. But don't have him steal the kill in this fight, because you're just making FF look bad. You're not making him look good. You're making FF look bad by doing that. That is all that. That is all that. It's all that it does. It's pathetic. Again, like, we already understood the concept that Anasui was into Jolene and wanted to protect her and stuff. Like, that was already well established. And again, you could have showcased that further without having him take the kill. And I understand that FF was hurt and all, but that was a conscious choice to have this guy in the first place survive being electrically shocked like that. He could have just not survived that. That could have just been it. Or they could have had he could have had FF have a plan so that when he did get up, something would stop him, or something would, like, defeat him then. I just don't like it when major characters like this are made to look weak by doing something like this. It's a terrible writing decision, and it doesn't help any of the characters, only hurting. It's just not good. Don't have characters steal a kill. Don't do that. Just don't. Unless they're a bad guy. If it's a bad guy, that's one thing. But when you're talking about your main heroes, don't do that. It's just not okay. Because again, it specifically makes certain characters look weak, which is not what you want to do for your heroes. And in the case of this series, of this part, FF and Hermes are kind of the deuteragonists of this series. They are the secondary protagonists only to Jolene. They are basically just as much main characters. In the same way that Joseph was to Jotaro in Stardust Crusaders, or Okuyasu was, or actually more like Okuyasu and Koichi was to Josuke in Diamond is Unbreakable. It's the same kind of thing. They're still just as much main characters. So to have a main character be made to look weak like this, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And there's really no excuse for it. Hopefully, this next fight is entertaining enough to take my mind off of that a bit. But considering it's Anasui, and like has been actively making me dislike Anasui, not only through him stealing FF's kill, but also just the creepy obsession with Jolene, I'm really wary about this now. I really am. And I want to make it clear, like, this is not the first time I've had notable issue with something that Araki has done in this series. Obviously, there's the entire thing of writing Fugo out of the story in Part 5. Stardust Crusaders was too fucking long. And way too fucking boring after a while. And so on and so forth. There are issues. It's not a perfect series. But there are things that just genuinely bother me. And it's just a matter of how much it bothers me compared to other things and how much it takes away from my enjoyment of the part. And it's too early to tell what this is going to how this is going to affect things because we'll just have to see going forward. But hopefully this doesn't weigh down on me the rest of this part of JoJo. Um, on October 7th as well. I'm recording this before then. I think this is being posted after. Um, the one, as always, the one big issue with pre-recording things is posting. Yeah, this is being uploaded on the 14th. But on the 7th, there is going to be, for me at this time, but has already been by the time you're seeing this, a special thing for the JoJo anime, and it's supposed to reveal details about the third batch of episodes, maybe, I guess, a release date. And considering that the full DVD set with all of the episodes comes out in May, I believe it is, we should be getting the third batch before then. I'm anticipating February to March. I don't think it'll come before then. But who knows? I could be wrong. But I'm anticipating February to March, somewhere in that range. I don't think it'll come too late because I think they want to have the episodes already have been out for a bit before releasing the DVD set or whatnot. But I think it's not going to be like December or January, basically. But we'll see. So yeah, by the time you're watching this, those details will already be out, but again, pre-recording. So, yeah, either way, we're going to get into this, see what this next fight has in store. I think we already saw who it's going to be. There was another guy who was with the Dragon Cult leader dude. I can't remember his name, by the way, clearly. But he stepped off to the side while this fight was going on, so I assume he's going to come back into play now. I would have to assume that. But we'll see. We'll see. It seems like a lot of this current, like, part of the batch of episodes has been specifically centered around this one area. All dealing with, like, the aftermath of the entire Fight Club kind of situation that went on. So it's like we have at least one more battle here, maybe two. And so it's like, yeah, a lot of episodes are taking place in this, in this part. Which kind of sucks, because that means Hermes probably isn't going to appear too much at all again this part, or this batch of episodes. Maybe at the end, maybe the final two episodes, but it really sucks, but I kind of get why. It's just how this is all paced out and all. Maybe the next batch will include more of her. I hope so, because as I've stated, she is my favorite character. And I hope we see more of Weather Report too. We haven't seen him since the first batch. He just kind of disappeared as well. And even the kid, I can't remember his name right now. But he's like appeared like once during this batch, and he hasn't really had a huge role to play either. It's like certain characters just kind of take a back seat for a while. It's definitely different in that regards than previous parts. I mean, obviously Jolene's been very well focused on. Even FF's been very well focused on since their debut. But other characters have like taken back seats at points. And I know it sometimes may be hard to like include all the characters at once, but still. And it's not like it's the only series that has done this. One Piece does this too, which is my favorite series of all time. So it's like I can't complain too hard. I understand with that point. It's just I want to see more of these characters, you know? Especially since, unlike One Piece, this does have a finite number of episodes in the part. Either way, we're just gonna get this started. So let's do so. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction. Excuse me. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. Or episodes if I do happen to do 2 of them. But that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. So yeah, I'll see you at the reaction. And we are back and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Like, this series is called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And it's gotten pretty fucking bizarre before, but I was just so lost on everything happening that I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what I was purely just confused this entire time. So the plant stuff is not a stand, but it's, I guess, somehow the bone in the process of being affected by Sports Max or something. I don't know. It's completely unclear, like, what this plant shit's about. And then there's an automatic pursuit stand named Yo-Yo Ma after Jolyne, and by extension Anasui. And it's traveling with them, and it's weird and servile and gets off to being mistreated. And it has acid spit, and it can have mosquitoes come out and affect people, and like, what? And it's gross and weird, and it ate the plant baby that might be Dio being resurrected. I'm so confused. I'm just so confused. On top of that, FF was going to take out Yo-Yo Ma's user, who was the guy we had seen before, who stepped aside when FF was going to battle the old man. And she's going to go take him out. D&G, that might not even be his real name. Because, you know, JoJo likes to change things around, like Anasui's Anastasia, which is stupid. I could just look up the stand name and I should be able to find out the user. And it says the user is D&G. So it doesn't look like that was changed. What's that a reference to, then? His namesake is Dolce and Gabbana, Italian fashion house. D and G. Okay. Why not just call him like Dolce Gabbana then, or something similar to that? Why D and G? That's weird. That's just weird. Um, Let me try to figure something out here. Okay. I don't know. Um, but this was like all kinds of fucking weird. And it's like FF was clearly not going to get their kill here either. So it's like we're just not allowing FF to, be shown as strong and capable or anything. Because now they're being confronted by Enrico Pucci and, by extension, Whitesnake. And Anasui seems to have defeated Yo-Yo Ma by giving him a frog brain. And that seems to distract him long enough to where he can't really do anything anymore. And it's like, okay. What the fuck is happening? Like, this went in a very, very weird direction really suddenly. Like, obviously a lot of what happens in these parts is going to be bizarre to some degree. But it's like, what was happening before and everything, the fights we were having in here, were fairly standard stand fights. They were pretty normal. Like, even with the abilities and everything being kind of out there, they were, all things considered, not that weird. And then all of a sudden, everything just escalates in such an extravagant way. And I'm just so confused. It's so excessive how fast that changed. And I don't know what to think about it. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't even really have anything else to say. Because I can't really think of anything else to talk about. Like, what else is there? Kind of already mentioned everything I felt like I would have needed to. And it's just, I don't know. We're just going to end it here because I'm just getting more confused the more I talk about this. I'm Connie. I'm signing off. See y'all next time.